All right, we will get started. So welcome everyone. We are pleased to have you joining us this evening. Tonight we're going to be discussing a little bit more about our language and context courses that we have available for pre-college 2023. So a quick agenda, an overview for today is we're first going to provide the most brief overview of Brown Pre-College. We will then walk through how to apply, things to consider when you're applying. I will then introduce our guest and we will have a little discussion around language and context. And then we'll finish with a live Q&A. The session should take about 20-25 minutes. And it is being recorded. So if at any point you are like, what did they just say? Or you want to come back to this information, it will be posted on our YouTube within the next week. And then also, we do have closed captioning available if you need that. So as we're discussing and meeting this evening, if you click on the CC button at the bottom of your screen, that will turn on some automated closed captioning for tonight. Some housekeeping things. So at any point throughout the presentation tonight, if you have any questions, feel free to submit them using the Q&A function at the bottom of your screen. We will get to them at the end of the session today, but at any point you have a question, just submit it right through there. And then we like to remind everyone that most of the information that you'll be hearing tonight is available on our website at precollege.brown.edu. So if you're missing anything, feel free to check out our website or send us an email as well, which we'll provide at the end of the session. So let's get started. So a very brief overview of Brown Pre-College. So each year we welcome more than about 6,000 high school students who choose to spend part of their summer with us. And during the summer, they're exploring over 300 courses that reflect the open curriculum here at Brown University. Brown Pre-College replicates the freedom and responsibility of the college experience. So we try to give you as real of a college experience as possible. So you'll balance the challenge of college level academics in the summer with enriching social activities that are available wherever you choose to study, whether that's on campus, online, or on location around the world. Tonight, though, we are specifically going to be discussing our language and context courses, which we'll get to in just a moment. So regardless of which program or which courses you are interested in, the first step in your pre-college experience with us is completing your application. The application is open now. It is designed to mirror the common application, which is used by most colleges and universities. And so our application process mirrors that and helps prepare you for that college application process, including adding transcripts and thinking through and crafting essay-based responses to unique writing prompts. As I said, our 2023 application is now open. Our application deadline is May 12th. Admissions decisions are released on a rolling basis, meaning that you will receive your decision via email, usually within 10 to 15 business days. Once you receive your admissions decision, you'll be able to enroll in any of the courses that we offer. We do like to note that many courses do fill quickly, so the sooner you apply, the greater course selection you will have available to you. And you can find our application checklist by clicking on the apply button at the top of our website. This is where you can also find our essay prompt, grade requirements, and everything else that you'll need to provide to us with a complete application. So now to speak about our language and context course offerings, I'd like to introduce our Assistant Dean of Pre-College Experiential and Language Programs, Rosario Navarro. Hi, Rosario, how are you?
Hi, Dan. Hi, everyone. It's so nice to be here and to have an opportunity to talk with you about the language and context courses. Just a little bit about myself before we get started. I've been in my position overseeing both the experiential programs that are off Brown campus around the world, as well as the language and context courses for about 12 years. And so I'm really excited again to talk to you about this. And yeah, thank you, Dan, for opening it up.
Yeah, great. So let's just start off, Rosario. Can you tell us, what is language and context? Like, what are those types of courses and how do they differ from other courses that we provide in the summer?
Sure. So the first is to make sure that students, families, they understand that these sets of courses are a part of the broader pre-college program. So they're just a unit of courses that are representative of language offerings, including they're included both in the online and the on-campus program. But these courses offer students an opportunity to learn language within a specific context or discipline. It includes courses for students learning who are interested in language learning, such as, in studying their French or Spanish, Italian, and also includes English language courses. Those are mostly for students who would like to enhance or strengthen their English language proficiency. So there's two buckets, if you will, and I'll talk more detail about the two. But these courses are all 2 weeks long. And as I said, they're offered both in person and online. So this program or these sets of courses are unique in that students are able to explore a medicine course or a literature course while also strengthening a particular language such as Spanish, Italian, French, or English.
Great, thank you. So I think some people might be wondering, like, is this the right course for them? So from your perspective, who are these courses for? Who would you encourage to take language and context courses?
Sure. So students interested in language learning, and specifically those interested in exploring a particular discipline through a language and cultural perspective. English language proficiency is a key consideration in the admissions process. So there may be students that our admissions team may determine are better suited for a language and context course. And when that happens, students will be directed to or towards the English language courses. That is English language in the context of the college application process or creative writing. And so those are a particular subset within this larger grouping of language and context. For other students, however, who may have taken Spanish in their high school and have 2 years of Spanish, or have no Spanish at all, but they're interested in the field of medicine and would like to combine Spanish or learn Spanish in the context of medicine, they're able to come and study with us for 2 weeks and enhance their language ability within that particular discipline. We also have a course learning about the history of Italy and the language of like Italian language, so the history of Italy, but how it's connected to the roots in Providence. And so it's a really interesting set of courses that students have the options to participate in.
Great. So it sounds like it's these are the types of courses where you want to enhance your proficiency of a certain language while also learning a specific topic or engaging with the content through that language. So, so you just mentioned a little bit about courses. So what type of courses, can you give us examples of some courses that are available in this little bucket, this subset of courses?
Sure. So language and context courses are offered, as I said, both in person and online. So students have access to Brown and our courses, whether they're able to join us on campus or not. But some of the courses, for example, let's just call it a bucket, if you will. So in this English language learning side, is one of them is things understanding humanity through everyday objects. And the second is or among the courses, I'm giving you an example of 2. Again, I'll repeat that. Things understanding humanity through everyday objects, and the college application essay telling your unique story in 650 words. The second set for Italian, for example, as I mentioned earlier, a trip to Italy and back, the mysterious ties to Providence to Italy, and medical Spanish, a linguistic and cultural perspective. What I will say about these courses is that they're also we'll talk a little bit more about it, but what makes these distinct is that they're really in an effort to offer students so we have over 6,000 students who come to campus, as Dan mentioned, and of those 6,000, we have about 1,700 students who are international, and who may be interested in exploring the possibility of studying college in the US. So the English language learning courses may be a good option for students who are thinking, I'm going to apply and I need maybe some further help in writing my college essay.
Great. And if you're interested in learning a little bit more about the other course options, so Rosario just provided some of the courses that we have available, but if you head to our course catalog online on our website, you should be able to filter by language and context and see all of the various courses that are available there as well. Excellent. So Rosario, what are the advantages of taking a language and context course?
So these courses are seminar style. They have small class sizes capped at 16 and provide a supportive learning environment and enable students to dive into both the language and the content area, so they're the discipline area. Again, the premise of the language courses here for Brown, how we distinguish this is that we offer an opportunity for students to operationalize their language ability within a particular context. So it's really just taking it a step further. And students who are enrolled in our courses are able to participate in all that Brown Pre-College has to offer. Again, whether it's on campus and all their student life activities, community building, and then similarly online, they can engage in community development opportunities outside of their class.
Yeah. And our student life team provides a whole plethora of activities throughout the summer, both online and on campus. So like, there's always something to be, something going on, something for you to be part of. So Rosario, I think you mentioned this a little bit earlier, but like reiterating, like, are there any instances where a language and context course is the only course that someone would be able to take in the summer?
Sure. So through our admissions process, our admissions team will review applications. And if there's any question about language proficiency and the ability of a student to engage in what is at a first year level of college, writing, listening, speaking, and listening, writing, speaking, and the key areas for the language, then that would mean that those students, if there's any question, would be directed towards the English language learning courses in a way to provide additional support while still maintaining or offering rather an opportunity to participate in Brown Pre-College. Great,
thank you. So those are all of our questions for today, our conversation. So we're going to turn it over to our live Q&A. So we've seen some questions coming in. So if you have any questions, use the Q&A chat function at the bottom of your screen. We do have a few that were pre-submitted, so I think we'll start with those. We will try to get to all the questions this evening. Just know if we can't get to them all, we will provide you with our contact information. So let's start with Rosario. You did touch on this a little bit briefly, but how well does someone need to speak and write that language the course is taught in to like participate in these courses?
So the first step is to read through the course description in our course catalog carefully. If there's any prerequisites, it would be noted at the bottom of the course description. So that's really important. For English, our admissions team would review, and they would be able to determine whether or not the student is best suited for the pre-college courses or the language and context courses, but they have to have a strong command of the English language, because the premise is, again, that we're learning English within a context, so really both go hand in hand. The Spanish class does have a prerequisite. I believe it might be 2 years of Spanish. So I would, again, refer to the course description, and the bottom of it will tell you the prerequisite. There is no requirement or prerequisite for the Italian language course that's offered on campus, and for the French course either. But yes, I would just state it again, just take a look closely at the course catalog. And if you have any questions, please reach out. We are happy to talk through that with you.
Yeah. So another pre-submitted question, and again, I think you've already touched on this, but I'll throw it out there again. Is the point of these courses to learn that specific language, or is it to learn the content, or is it both?
It's both. It's to so the idea again is they have the premise is we have some foundation in the language, but really looking at the language within a particular area of focus.
Great, thank you. So this question just came in, and I can take this one. So it's, what classes do we offer? So if you head to our course catalog, which is actually, I don't remember what the exact URL is, but if you head to our website, precollege.brown.edu, and click on courses at the top, you should be able to pull up our course catalog. We have about 350 plus, give or take, courses this summer that are being offered. And then on the left, you can filter through any interests or topics that you're interested in. If you're looking for language and context specifically, that's an option to filter by. You can filter it by, I believe, age requirements, things like that as well. So definitely check out our website for the most up-to-date list. Another one, which I can take as well, Rosario, is when are we notified of our application decision? Great question. So our application admissions is on a rolling basis, which means that once you complete and submit your application and everything that you've needed to include in it is in there, you will receive a decision via email within 10 to 15 business days. So you don't have to wait for a specific date to get it. It's within 10 to 15 business days. Rosario, again, I think we touched on this one, but it came in as, in what scenario would this be the only course option for me?
Our admissions team, after review of the application, which again has multiple parts to it, including an essay, grades, if there's any question about the level of proficiency, of language proficiency, students would be directed towards these courses.
Okay, great. This one just came in. I can answer this one. Do we earn college credits for completing a course? Great question. So for these courses specifically, and the vast majority, actually all of Brown pre-college courses, you do not receive college credits. You do receive a CPR, oh boy, now I'm trying to think of what that stands for. Rosario, can you remind me what that stands for?
Course performance report.
Yes, a course performance report. If you're looking for college credit courses, that would be our pre-baccalaureate program, which you can also find on our website. So if you want to learn more about that, if you head to our website at the very top, you click on programs, you'll see pre-baccalaureate on there. And those courses do provide college credit. Rosario, do you provide any courses similar in nature but in a different language than the ones we've already mentioned?
So there's this course, putting your ideas into words. That course is offered both within the language and context courses, but it's offered also within the summer at Brown. And one is just the one offered within language studies and context, or language and context, is geared towards students who are, again, learning both content and English and may not be ready to engage in a first year level, college level writing course, but it's offered in both.
Great. So some other questions coming in. I can answer this one is how long would we stay or be enrolled, I would presume, in these. So that's another great question. So Rosario, I believe you said for language and context specifically courses, they're 2 weeks in person on campus or online. If you are interested in other courses that are not necessarily language and context, we have 1 week, 2 week, 3 week, 4 week, and I believe 5 week programs and courses. So you can actually, I believe, filter that through our programs and courses as well. So it's really pick whatever makes most sense for you, works best within your schedule, and that you would like to explore. Another one that I can answer is what is the cost for the program? So for the cost depends on the length of the program, where you're going and things. So if you actually head to our website and you click at the very top of our website, you'll see costs and aid. If you go there, you can see our table of the costs for the various programs, and you should be able to do that. Is the application different for each Brown summer program? Great question. No. So when you are applying to Brown pre-college, you are submitting one application, and that is for the entire Brown pre-college program. If you are then admitted, you would go in and you would select and enroll in a course or program as long as it's still available and you meet the requirements. So you are applying to Brown pre-college as a whole. Once admitted, if you're interested in language and context, you would find that course and you can enroll. If you are interested in going to our Segovia location that we mentioned, you would find that you can enroll. If you're interested in summer at Brown for 2 weeks, you can find those courses and enroll in that. So yeah, so it's just one application for all of Brown pre-college. Rosario, this one might be for you because I'm not quite sure about this one. And if we don't know, we'll definitely encourage you to just send us an email and we can follow up and get the answer for you. But what are some language courses that Brown Pre-College offers? So do we provide any other language courses beyond the language and context?
No, they're all within language and context, and there are courses offered throughout the summer. So there are 3 2-week sessions, for example, on campus, and 2 2-week sessions online. And yeah, let me see if it's okay, I'll offer some additional titles in case anybody's interested. Yeah. US politics, public policy, and social justice. I had mentioned putting your ideas into words, from idea to ink, unleashing your inner creative writer, sparked by art, writing creatively about visual art, Ghost of the Avant-Garde, the legacy of French modernism. That's another course. So those are just some titles that they can look towards in the course catalog.
Great. I can take this one. So we're getting quite a few questions about how many courses can we take at a time. So students typically take 1 course per session. You can take up to 2 in one session, providing the times do not conflict, they're not overlapping. If you have any specific questions about, like, I'm interested in these 2 courses, and you want to just be really cautious and confirm that you are eligible and able to take those 2 in the summer, definitely reach out to us, email us or call us, and our program advising team can kind of walk you through if that's doable or not. So I think those are all of the questions that I'm seeing. We want to thank you for joining us this evening. So before we go, though, a few quick things. Definitely follow us on social media. If you aren't already, we try to provide the student experience and show some videos and answer questions on there, so definitely follow us. We do have 2 more information sessions coming up. In 2 weeks, we have one for our STEM courses. And then in 3 weeks, we have one about our Summer at Brown program and our student life experience. The information for those are available on our homepage, and you can register there. And then again, if you have any additional questions after this evening, or questions come to you tomorrow about this, definitely reach out to us. Send us an email at precollege@brown.edu, or give us a call between business hours, which are 8:30 a.m. and 4:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and one of our program advisors will be in touch with you. I say this every info session, but they are the encyclopedia of our office, of our program. They know they know all about our programs, requirements, the application process. So they will be able to answer your questions relatively quickly, and no question is too big or too small. They can definitely help you out. So definitely send us an email or give us a call. So thank you again for joining us this evening. If you have any other questions after this, again, please reach out. But we appreciate you taking some time to learn more about language and context. All right. Have a good evening.
Thank you.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.